Wilfred Benitez is one of the most gifted and celebrated boxers in the history of the sport. Born on September 12, 1958 in New York City and raised in Puerto Rico, Benitez became a boxing prodigy, earning the nickname El Radar for his extraordinary ability to anticipate punches. He remains the youngest world champion in boxing history, winning his first title at just 17 years, 5 months, and 24 days old. Benitez's career took off in 1976 when he defeated Antonio Cervantes to claim the WBA Super Lightweight Championship. Despite Cervantes being a seasoned veteran with over 90 fights, Benitez showcased his defensive brilliance and composure, securing a hard-fought split decision victory.
Un poco más activo, pero Benitez utilizando muy bien su jab de izquierda. Combina muy bien el boricua, trabaja muy bien a la riposta, tiene muy bonito jab, como ustedes pueden ver. Señoras y señores, Puerto Rico tiene un nuevo campeón, Wilfred Benitez. Amigos, escucharon ustedes la decisión oficial.
This win not only made him the youngest champion ever, but also solidified his reputation as a defensive wizard. Benitez went on to achieve remarkable success across 3 weight divisions. In 1979, he moved up to welterweight and defeated Carlos Palomino to capture the WBC welterweight championship.
Looking at Carlos Palomino, the defending world welterweight champion, WBC version. He's 29 years of age. 2 questions about him in this fight. The heat, 87 degrees. The hostility of the crowd. Benitez, though born in the Bronx, grew up in Puerto Rico, lives here in Justine, Puerto Rico. A minute left in the 8th round. Palomino in there with a left, but target, Benitez. Good right lead, and it got through Palomino's gloves. And look at that. Palomino had scored and hurt Benitez a little. Instead of retreating, Benitez came back, and he is scoring heavily against Palomino. That much about the 21-foot ring. A good left by Benitez. Joy, much like the aftermath of the victory over Antonio.
Later, in 1981, he claimed the WBC Super Welterweight title by knocking out Maurice Hope.
In this case, there's a right hand, and down goes Hope. And Maurice Hope. And bang, right on the chin. All the power.
This victory made him one of the youngest fighters to win titles in 3 different weight classes, a feat achieved by age 22. Throughout his career, Benitez faced some of boxing's greatest names, including Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, and Roberto Duran. His 1982 victory over Duran was one of his finest performances, showcasing his unparalleled defensive skills and tactical brilliance.
Neither man showing any blood now after both men had one chance. Stalking. Duran needs to go to. He's now unable to score at all. He gets inside, he's able to score that deal. A right hand and a left score by Benitez, and Duran is on wobbly legs. 3 left jabs. It is all.
However, his career began to decline after losing to Hearns later that year. Despite his early success, Benitez's life outside the ring was marked by struggles. He suffered from financial difficulties and severe health issues due to repeated head trauma, leading to a diagnosis of post-traumatic encephalitis. His once bright career ended at age 32 with a record of 53 wins, 31 by knockout, 8 losses, and 1 draw. In recognition of his contributions to boxing, Benitez was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1996. He is celebrated as one of Puerto Rico's greatest boxers. Ratanapol Sor Vorapin. Ratanapol born Precha Caroenthera on June 6, 1974, in the rural Nakhon Ratchasima province of Thailand, rose from extreme poverty to become one of Thailand's most celebrated boxers. Coming from a family of impoverished farmers with unproductive mountainous land, Sor Vorapin turned to martial arts as a way to escape hardship. Alongside his brother, Ratanapol Sor Vorapin, who later became a WBC bantamweight champion, he began training in Muay Thai at the age of 14. Sor Vorapin initially competed in Muay Thai under the sponsorship of a local celebrity, but later transitioned to professional boxing. He made his debut in 1990 and quickly gained attention for his knockout power. On December 10, 1992, at just 18 years old, he captured the IBF minimum weight championship, by defeating Manny Melchor in a close split decision in Bangkok. This victory made him one of the youngest world champions in boxing history and elevated him to national stardom. As champion, Sor Vorapin successfully defended his title multiple times over the next 5 years. However, he lost the belt on March 15, 1996, after failing to make weight. He regained the title later that year and held it until December 27, 1997, when he suffered a TKO loss to South African Zolani Patelo. Sor Vorapin also made 2 unsuccessful attempts at the IBF junior flyweight title against Will Grigsby and Ricardo El Finito Lopez. After retiring in 2009 with an impressive record of 59 wins, 48 by knockout, 8 losses, and 1 draw from 68 fights, Sor Vorapin faced financial difficulties. Despite his struggles, his legacy as a skilled southpaw fighter and a determined champion remains an inspiration in Thailand's boxing history. José Pipino Cuevas. José Pipino Cuevas was a tough Mexican boxer who started his career very young. He began boxing professionally when he was only 14 years old, which is really unusual. Cuevas had his first fight in 1971 against Alfredo Castro in Mexico City. He lost that fight, getting knocked out in the second round. But instead of giving up, Cuevas kept going. This turned out to be a smart choice. Just 5 years later, when Cuevas was 18, he got a chance to fight for a world title. He faced Angel Espada for the WBA welterweight championship. Cuevas won the fight, stopping Espada in the second round.
Ahí está, el golpe duro. El golpeo a los brazos y ahí está Pipino levantando el ardor del público. Del grande retador, allá está el golpe. Se lo cuidó con el guante derecho. El cabeceo de Ángel ha sido estupendo. Tiempo, Pipino. Gran oportunidad para Pipino. Pipino logra tocarlo. Aquí está Pipino. Y va otra vez, casi cayéndose el campeón del mundo. Y otra vez, les queda ahora 50 segundos. Pipino está a punto de ser campeón del mundo. Se le está escapando la oportunidad. Aquí está.
This made him one of the youngest boxing world champions ever. Cuevas was known for being fast, strong, and aggressive in the ring. These qualities made him different from many other Mexican boxers at the time. He was so good that he was later honored by being put into 2 important boxing halls of fame. His story shows that even if you start with a loss, you can become great if you keep trying and working hard. Hiroki Ioka. Hiroki Ioka, born on January 8, 1969 in Sakai, Osaka, Japan, is one of the most accomplished boxers in Japanese history. He made his professional debut in 1986 at the age of 17 and quickly rose to prominence. Ioka became the first ever WBC mini flyweight champion in 1987 after defeating Mai Tomburi Farm by unanimous decision, earning his place in history as the youngest Japanese boxer to win a world title at just 18 years, 9 months and 11 days, a record that still stands today.
3分半とか4分とかでスパーリングするんですよね。そうそう、私もこのまま行ってくればかなり強気ですね。赤コーナー井岡弘樹の方は10ラウンドぐらいに連打で倒したいと言っておりました。
Ioka successfully defended his mini flyweight title twice, including a dramatic knockout victory against Kyung-Yun Lee in 1988. However, his reign ended later that year when he lost the title to Napa Kiatwanchai in a controversial rematch. Despite setbacks, Ioka continued his career by moving up to the light flyweight division. In 1991, he captured the WBA light flyweight championship by defeating Myung-Woo Yu in a close split decision. He defended this title twice before losing it back to Yu in their rematch in 1992. Ioka later attempted to win titles in higher weight classes, including flyweight and super flyweight divisions, but faced challenges against elite opponents such as David Grimman and Satoshi Ida. After struggling at the championship level and losing a non-title fight to Masamori Tokuyama in 1998, Ioka retired with a professional record of 33 wins, 17 by knockout, 8 losses, and 1 draw. Post-retirement, Hiroki Ioka has remained active in the boxing world. He runs the Ioka Boxing Gym in Osaka, where he trains young fighters and contributes to the development of Japanese boxing. He also appears on local television shows and remains a respected figure in Japan's sports community,